ஹலோ, யாரு? தன்ராஜா? நான் தான் ராமசாமி பேசுறேன்.
Hello, welcome to Vanga Pesalam. I am your host Sridhar. Today I have two guests. One is my daughter Sanjana Sridhar. Hello Sanjana.
Hi.
And my son Rathan Subramanian.
Hi.
Hello Rathan.
Hi, Chitappa.
Chitappa, nice. So, nice. Whatever works, man. So, today, like, we're going to talk about the famous show Friends. So, I mean, I have seen Friends when I came to the US, and like you guys have seen it on Netflix and everything. So, I'm just going to ask you some basic questions, and we can have some discussion about Friends. Okay. So let me start with Rathan. Rathan, can you give a simple two-line summary of Friends?
Well, like an IMDb description. So
yeah, sure,
Friends is like it's a sitcom based around 6 friends living in New York and their daily life, I guess.
Daily life. Yeah. Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
So Sanjana, how old were you when you started watching Friends?
I was in 9th grade. I don't know how old that is.
Yeah, Sanjana's telling like no math questions. No math questions.
It was during spring break, 9th grade, and I finished the whole thing in 1 week. I remember that.
So yeah, I saw Friends for the first time in an airplane. If you don't believe me, I was flying from Singapore to Jakarta, and then they showed Friends on the plane. The episode was the first season where they have a Christmas party, and then Ross brings the monkey to the party.
Oh, yeah.
Like that episode. And it was I was watching it, it was so weird for me. What is this show? Some dumb show. And then that's it. That's all I saw about it. After I came to the US, I started following Friends. And then by that time, like Jennifer Aniston has been in a movie, Courtney Cox was in a movie, and David Schwimmer, everybody was in a movie by the time. So when I came and saw the second episode, all the characters who I know before, they're all in one show. It was so awesome to watch. Hey, I know this guy. I know that girl. It was pretty cool. So we know that we have 6 characters. So Rathan, so why don't you tell me like 3 characters, and Sanjana, like you tell me the other 3 characters. So let's start with the 3 male characters, Rathan. So go with the 3 male characters. Who are the 3 male characters?
So the 3 male characters are Joey, Chandler, and Ross. Which basically Chandler is the sarcastic, awkward, kind of slightly screwed up in the head, like archetype character.
Okay.
And to be fair, I think Chandler's probably my favorite because he's probably the most relatable out of all of them.
Okay.
Considering. And then there's Joey, who is the funny idiot playboy, which is yeah. And finally, there's Ross, who is supposed to be the boring, slightly nutty. He's comic relief, but not you don't laugh with him. You normally just laugh at him. He's kind of he's the crazy character of the male characters. Yeah, I think that's a decent description of the three of them.
I would have thought that Joey was a crazy character. Okay, never mind. That's the other. So Sanjana, tell me about the 3 female characters.
There's Monica, Phoebe, and Rachel.
Okay.
Monica is like the very like neat freak. Everything has to be in order. Everything has to go her way kind of person. I relate. I relate to her.
Someone I know. Someone. Okay.
Rachel is like the ditzy kind of character. Actually, no, that would be Phoebe.
What is the word ditzy?
Well, like Rachel's like I don't know how to explain Rachel. Phoebe's like the dumb, kind of floats around character. Rachel, I don't know how to explain her.
Rachel is the typical high school girl, a cheerleader, a popular prom queen,
socialite,
all those things. Okay, good. So my favorite character in the show was, like Rathan said, Chandler. I love Chandler. I mean, I like his all this like sarcastic comments and everything about Chandler. I mean, I like Chandler very, very much. So that is my favorite character. So what is like your favorite character, Rathan? Who is your favorite character?
I mean, like I said, Chandler is also my favorite character because he is probably the most relatable of all the characters. Because, he's probably one of the most relatable of all the characters, but he's also the funniest. Like by far, I've laughed hardest at any of his jokes compared to like in the entire series. Like he's by far the funniest because sarcastic humor and his wit really gets to me. Yeah, and I also like his relationship with Joey throughout the series.
Yeah, that's a very good friendship.
Yeah,
Very good friendship.
yeah. Yeah.
What about you, Sanju? Who's your favorite character?
My favorite's Monica because I relate most to her. But like funniest is definitely Chandler. Yeah.
And they say like Chandler jokes are very simple jokes. It's not like hard to say. Like there is one episode where like Ross comes and tells him, so Emily called, and then Chandler will be like, now you are telling me? You know? And then it'll be like,
It's like his voice.
very simple jokes, you know, the Chandler scenes. So Friends it ran for like almost for 11 seasons, lot of episodes, lot of fun moments, lot of travel, all the characters, they grow along each other. Like the two of them date. I mean, the entire world knows about the whole Ross and Rachel thing, right? So that was a big deal. So like, were you guys really surprised when Monica and Chandler hooked up?
Well, not really, because by the time I'm really young, so by the time I started watching it,
It was spoiled for you? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I watched it at an age I probably shouldn't have. So I probably started the first time I watched it probably was when I was like 6 or 7, when like on the TV. Yeah, that's the issue. So I knew about basically the whole plot from the beginning, so it wasn't really a surprise. But now that I look back on it, it is a bit of a weird combination. Because you wouldn't, if you were a new watcher of the series, you wouldn't really expect those two to get together.
Yeah, because there is an episode where like Monica gets stung by a jellyfish, and then the Chandler has to do the medical treatment to get it okay. And then like Monica will tell him, "There's no way I'm getting, you know, like we are dating ever." You know, that's what she tells him. But it was a surprise. When it happened in real time, it was a big deal. It was a huge surprise, became a huge news on the US and everything. So that's it. So let's Sanjana. What is the one episode which you like absolutely love? One episode.
I don't. Okay, well, there's one scene that I really really like.
I know it's scene. Okay, go ahead.
I don't know why I like it, but Shweta and I would just watch it over and over again because it was so funny. It was when Rachel and Joey were they started dating, which was not a good idea, but they started dating and they go on the double date with Ross and that like scientist lady. And the entire time he's like, I'm fine. That was just like, watching it over and over again, which is really funny. I don't really have like a favorite episode because there's a lot, but that scene was really, really funny.
What about you, Rathan? Is there any favorite episode for you?
Okay, I've got quite a few favorite episodes, but I think the top would be the Unagi episode.
The fight. Okay, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I do that. But for favorite scene, I'd say, you know that scene when Joey is trying to learn French.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that would crack me up every time I see the scene. I mean, I've watched it like probably over 50 times just from rewinding and rewatching it.
Yeah, my favorite episode is the one with the quiz. You know, they split into two teams and then they have a quiz. That is absolutely one of the funniest things. And there is a lot of episodes. I mean, there are so many episodes that are just a very simple episode. And there is one where like Joey is trying to find a girl on the other side of the apartment.
Oh right? Yeah.
And then he keeps on going. Every time that Joey goes, like Ross will open the door. And every time he'll go, Ross will open the door. At the final, like he'll be at the actual girl's house, but Ross will be there for a date, and then he'll open the door and he'll freak out. And that's a very funny one. There's a lot of great episodes in that. Yeah. So Friends by itself, it was not supposed to be a funny show. It was kind of supposed to be a drama kind of a show, but then it became a very, very, very funny show. But the first 2 seasons were kind of a really serious show, actually, you know, about their thing and life and everything. Once after third season, once all the ratings went up, it kind of became kind of a very, what do you say, kind of a jokey kind of a sitcom kind of a show. Yeah. So, and the Friends had like a lot of cameos, a lot of guest stars in it. Who was like your favorite guest star? Rathan?
Probably Brad Pitt in that one episode with was it like some meal?
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and it was just funny because Rachel kept thinking that he was trying to hit on her, but he was just like cursing her. And
Brad Pitt was a huge one. At the time that they were dating, actually. Jennifer and Brad Pitt were dating at the time. They were a huge couple.
Dating Angelina.
It was after that. This was after this.
Yeah.
At the time that they were the number one couple at the time. So it was a huge deal when it happened. What about you, Sanju? Who's your favorite cameo?
That's what I was gonna say too.
Brad
That's also the only one I can even like think of. I can't think of another guest star.
There are a lot of people. There were like Bruce Willis was there. Bruce Willis came on a couple of episodes, and Joshua, the guy who played Joshua, that was a very fun thing.
Oh, also Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
You wouldn't call him a cameo. You wouldn't call him a cameo.
Yeah, but a good like.
Even like there's one episode where like Paul Rudd and Ross and Paul Rudd character, they are stuck in the apartment, because she wouldn't want to let him go outside for some reason, and they have absolutely nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a very funny one. Yeah, like Brad Pitt one was amazing. Brad Pitt was ridiculously amazing. He was really funny, and it's good. So the one thing that you did not like about Friends?
Who can I go?
Yeah, sure.
I didn't like that Joey didn't end up with anyone at the end, because I think he was like the one character that really deserved to end up with someone, because like he was always the playboy, like Rathan said, and usually those characters like grow, and then they end up like settling with someone, and we're just kind of sad that he didn't get that. I think he should have ended up with Phoebe, but I like who Phoebe ended up with. I like that she ended up with whatever Paul's character was. But
so what did you? So Rathan, tell me the one thing that you did not like about Friends.
Well, I think what I'm going to say is very popular, but I didn't like the period of time when Joey and Rachel got together. That was just a really, really uncomfortable thing to watch. The whole way through, I was just like, which is uncomfortable.
Like no one liked it when it happened in real time too. People hated it because it's just like kind of like a lazy writing. They said, okay, you know what? Yeah. These two hooked up. Who's left? Come on, you two guys hook up. That's what. Yeah, obviously, like they could not do like Monica and Ross because they are brother and sister. So who's left? So, okay, just Joey and Rachel. That was a really, really weird thing to do. Actually, it kind of like messed up the show for a lot of people.
Yeah, it gave it like a sour taste, right?
A lot of people. Yeah, that was really bad.
I have one more. Wait, I have one more.
Who's?
I think it was actually really crazy that Rachel gave up that job in Paris to be with Ross.
I don't think she really gave up. Did she give up?
No, she gave up.
But I mean, but maybe like like the Ross movie, we don't know. It's still like it could still like continue the story. We don't know.
But just like what was in the show,
at the time,
she got off the plane to come back to Ross, which is crazy. She could have went to Paris, lived her dream and still have been with him long distance or whatever, but she came back.
No, but it's still kind of like open-ended, right? It's not like confirmed that she just came back. That's all there's things. Just came back. That's it. Yeah.
But to be fair on that matter, I think for the Paris thing, she was given less money in the Paris job than the current job had actually offered her after like Ross gave like the whole like fossil collection of the museum to the guy. And so technically, like I would have like either way, she's earning more money if she's staying behind, right? So I think it's
like there is like no other way for the show to win, right?
Yeah.
They have to get back.
They can't ship off one of the characters.
I mean, everybody in the world at the time knew they're going to get back together. How is the question? Everybody knew they because without Ross and Rachel, there's absolutely nothing, right? They are the famous couple, so they have to get back together.
I'm just saying, like realistically, not even the money part, but just going to Paris to live like her fashion dream. That's like Paris is the place to be if you want to do that. So, but yeah.
Sorry, Sanjana, like no political views on my show. Okay? It's for like family and friends. Okay. So I mean, again, like I said, but the way it happened, it was kind of very nice. Though. The way it happened is kind of the way she talks, the messages, she reacting, all of that. It was kind of nice to watch. Yeah, that was pretty cool to watch. And then the one of the most amazing thing in the series I used to love is the first time they both like get together. They show the video at that prom video, and then she's watching it. That's such an amazing thing. And there's another episode where like they get. Rachel gets pregnant, and then Ross says, "I have a video to prove it." And then they watch the video. That sounds like very. Have you been to the mountain, Ross? Yeah, that's a very funny episode too. So actually, like I was just like reading about that show right now. The writer said, at the end of the wedding, right? At the end of Monica and Chandler's wedding, the original story was that Monica was supposed to be pregnant. At the end of the cliffhanger was that Monica will be pregnant at the wedding. But then, like one writer said, "Hey, I can just have like Rachel to be pregnant just for fun." They tried it, but it just worked out for an entire series. They were able to write an entire season out of the pregnancy and the baby itself after that. It was amazing, It's just like one small switch, the whole thing changed. Yeah, that was the whole thing. That when Rachel got pregnant, the show took a different turn. It was really nice to see Ross and Rachel. They're not a couple, but and then the whole thing about Ross's girlfriend, that what's her name? The girl,
the doctor.
Not doctor. The one.
No, the doctorate, like the scientist.
Her name, which is a nice name. Like he meets her at the wedding. He meets her at the wedding. Like she wants to dance with him.
Oh yeah, I remember her. I don't know her name.
Yeah, that's it was just a very, very fun thing. And Ross,
Charlie Wheeler.
Who?
Charlie Wheeler.
No. The girl, like her name, the character name, like starts with M.
Not the scientist lady. The
Mona. Her name is Mona.
Mona.
Oh,
fine,
yeah.
Fine.
Yeah, it's on the M. Her name is Mona. Like that's a very fun thing. And then the college student that he dates. It's also a very fun episode. Bruce Willis becoming the father. It's a very, very fun one. So 6 characters. The least favorite character, Sanjana. I have one already.
Yeah, same.
I used to like Ross a lot, but I think he's probably my least favorite now.
Nedi. A favorite episode, na Razil episode.
Yeah, I know that was a good scene, but like overall, he didn't have like much to him. I don't know.
What about you, Rathan?
I don't know. I quite like Ross. I think it's Phoebe. I'm pretty sure it's Phoebe because the humor that she brings to the show doesn't really hit with me as much as the rest. Like Ross, I think it is slightly psychotic from half of the episodes that I've seen of him, so that's why I like him. And the rest make me laugh a lot more than Phoebe does, basically.
Yeah, same thing. I mean, I was never a big fan of Phoebe, but I mean, she had her own stuff. She had a lot of. Actually, Lisa Kudrow, I remember that the twin sister.
Ursula.
Oh, yeah.
Ursula. She was on a different show called Mad About You. She was really funny, like in that show, So she was very, very funny in that show. And then like they brought that character over here. They made a film, Phoebe a sister, and then it's like a lot of things.
Oh, yeah. Right. I was really confused because I was like, aren't they played by the same person?
I was like, yeah. Okay, her character was on a different show. What do you mean? Okay.
Ursula character was originally from a show called Mad About You.
Oh, okay.
So she was there. And then that's all. I don't know if you remember, there is an episode where there's 2 ladies who come into the coffee shop and then they talk to Phoebe. Hey, it's us. It's me. Remember that? You guys remember? It's all like guest stars who just came on the show.
I remember.
Yeah, it's like a kind of a crossover between those 2 shows. Those 2 shows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, that's funny. So there was like supposed to be a Friends reunion, right? Are you guys excited for that or no?
I think some shows just don't need that. I think some shows you should just leave it and you can, rewatch it, whatever. But I think having a reunion is kind of like, what's the point?
What about you, Rathan? You want to watch a reunion?
I mean, I've got mixed feelings because I do really like Friends and it would be good to have another episode, but I don't think it will. I think it will let the show down. Like that's what happens whenever they have like reunions or sequels. It always just lets it down, right? Like, yeah, I don't think it'll work out, and it's got no reason to actually exist. Like I know they did like a spin-off called Joey afterwards, and that kind of flopped as well.
That one flopped big time. Yeah. I mean, he couldn't carry that show by himself. I saw the whole series, but he couldn't carry it.
You watched the whole thing?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. First episode was very funny. And then it just kind of, I don't know, like they didn't know what to do with him. They don't know whether to make him a playboy, whether to make him more responsible. You know what I'm saying? In this show, the Friends, he was just like one among the 6. He could do whatever he wanted. it doesn't matter. But there he was the lead character, so they wanted to make him more responsible, but they started his strength. They couldn't make him like a playboy, which is really affecting the show. It's got a lot of messed up things. But yeah, so yeah, the reunion thing, I'm not really keen on it. So I think that's a bad idea because they tried a lot of the reunion shows they have now. Everything flopped because the actor and actor they have aged now. You know, they don't look the same. You know, it's not the same feeling anymore. You know, you don't get the same kind of joy.
Chemistry.
I mean, if they want to sit down and do like a really long interview and talk about the memories and stuff, that's fine because Fresh Prince did that and that was good. But I think having an episode where they literally act in like another episode, that's just pointless to me.
But see, like they've already done all the recaps and everything.
Yeah,
after the show ended, they already had a big interview with Conan and all those stuff. So we already seen all that. I don't know, like what else new they want to tell us about French that everybody knew. So it was kind of.
I mean, a panel could be cool, but I just don't think there's no new insights that we can read. So yeah, but I've actually heard that Chandler actually doesn't remember half of it.
Yeah,
he had a lot of medical issues. He had a lot of health problems. I mean, if you watch the show itself, he'll be lean, fat, going up and down. He had a lot of drug problems, you know. Yeah. But finally, he just got together.
He was a different weight, literally in different scene. It'll cut and then he's a different weight, and then cut again because
like he cannot show up to the recording. He cannot show up to the recording. He was in rehab a lot of times. You know, they had to bring him back, do this, do that, kind of stuff. But when he was healthy. When he was good, he was the best. He was absolutely amazing. You know, that all the season where they go to the London thing, it was very funny. You know, that the contest one was very funny. And the whole thing with the Joey's girlfriend, you know, the girlfriend, and then the Chandler falls in love with her. You know?
Oh,
yeah.
That was a beautiful arc. Yeah, that was a beautiful arc too. It was a beautiful arc. It was a nice.
Is that the wooden boat one?
Which one?
The one with the wooden boat when the like everything had been stolen, so they like it was
wooden boat, that one, and then like the channel has to like to be in the box, you know, to prove to Joey that that's a very funny one. It's a funny one. There are a lot of great things about the show. So I think that's all the discussion about Friends. So what are you watching right now, Rathan? What show are you watching right now?
What show am I watching right now? Not much. I've started. Well, I used to be a big fan of Top Gear, and so I watched the first and second seasons of Grand Tour, but I hadn't seen anything past that. So I just started to see old stuff I haven't seen. Started to catch back up on that. So yeah.
What are you watching, Sanjana?
I finished Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That is my favorite show of all time. And I also finished Ginny and Georgia, and then I started Schitt's Creek last night. Like I just watched 10 minutes of it so far, but
hey Rathan, I think we went to watch it, Rathan. It's a very funny show, Schitt's Creek. It's a very funny show.
I've heard of it, but I just
it's kind of a funny show. I'm just watching it now. I'm almost done with the fourth season now.
4 seasons, so that's a long time for me.
6 seasons, only 20 minutes episodes. It's very short episodes, you know. It's not longer.
If it's 40-minute episodes, I don't think
it's another 6
seasons.
Basically.
It's a very fun show. It's a very, 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 very nice show.
I mean, I still haven't gone around to watching Modern Family.
I haven't watched Modern Family either.
Modern Family is good. The first seasons are good. Then it kind of become a tradition. So the other question I want to ask is: so did you think Friends ended at the right time? The number of seasons, or you think they went on one season too long?
Well, I like the last season. The 8th and 9th seasons were a bit shaky. So I feel like if they cut it before the 8th season, it would have been fine. But I did like the last season, so I've got kind of a bit of mixed feelings about it. It's not that it was stretched long; it's just some parts of it were a bit shaky.
What about you, Sanjay? You're okay with it?
I think I was okay with the length of it. Like Rathan said, there were a lot of things they could have just left out, like Joey and Rachel and all that, but I think it was good.
Yeah, actually, at the time there was a huge contract dispute. They were supposed to be cancelled. You know, at one point because they were all wanting more money and everything, and finally they all agreed at the last minute, and then they started shooting. It was a big deal.
I heard they earned like 1 million per episode by the end of
Yeah,
it.
they made a lot of money. They made a lot.
Yeah.
Even though they're making money, right? Even though they're making money, syndication, they're making a lot of money now. Everybody's making money now. It's
So
amazing.
I've heard the richest is David Schwimmer now, which I'm quite surprised about. Because I thought it would be Jeff Aniston for sure, but apparently
Yeah.
it's David Schwimmer. 'Cause he's a director, right?
He's a director.
Yeah, no, that's not what they said.
He directed a lot of good shows also. He's a very good director. A lot of good shows.
Would I know any of them or?
No, like he did like Joey, the first couple of episodes, like he directed it. I did a lot of different shows too. The problem is that, like, he's not like directing a whole episode, a whole series, just like one episode of the show. So that's the thing.
Yeah,
But
because
still,
I heard he helped direct Friends, some of the episodes of that.
some of them, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so thanks for coming. I hope you guys had a wonderful time discussing. So let's do this again, some other show which like both of us watched, and then we can all discuss about that. Okay?
Yep. Sure.
Thank you guys. Thank you. Bye.
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 Hello. Thank you for watching my video. Please hit like and subscribe and keep watching. Thank you very much.